Shut up.
Yeah! Welcome to Unchaperoned, the show formerly known as the fan-controlled show, the official companion show to fan-controlled sports and entertainment, the multi-sport empire that is controlled entirely by you, the fans. I'm Jeff 211T Canada, and I am joined by an increasing number of people, even as we speak.
Welcome back, buddy.
The commissioner himself, Ray Austin. Welcome, fellas.
Welcome. Good to see you guys. Ray, where'd you go?
You know, I mean, I don't know, man.
I don't know.
It's
Ray,
always something, man.
He's got a new mic, though. Look at that. He's got that Rhodes podcaster mic.
Yes, how are you? This is what I do with the voiceover. Fan Control Football, Season 2, Version 2.
I recognize that. I recognize that.
Use it.
I like it.
You can just turn it on.
yeah,
It's incredible.
I like that. Like midway through the season, they were like, "Hey, Ray can't do VO. Can you do it?" I was like, "I don't. That's not. I'm not Ray."
I just walk around like Fan Control Football, Season 2, Version 2.
He's a walking baller, is what it is.
Oh man,
Josh, do you have
So
a process? Is there something you do when you get to get ready to put on that? Because I think there is a distinct voiceover Josh versus conversational Josh. And so I don't know. What do you do to get into that space?
I kind of go full Ron Burgundy a little bit.
Perfect.
Just like just go all Ron. I mean, Jeff does voiceover too. You know, I mean, like it's like
I was about to say Jeff's a baller.
It's like that. Yeah. Like, you know, I channel the inner ESPN guy who's like, brought to you by.
I channel my inner Jeff Canada.
Yes.
Well, that's why I didn't ask.
Hey, guys, how you doing? How is it? Now it's time.
See,
My shoes will not fall off. My shoes.
but that's why I didn't ask Jeff, because I feel like Jeff can just flip a switch. He's a total pro. You, I feel like you have to get through some gymnastics to get there. Do you know what I mean? I wanted to understand what took to you. Ray's looking at me like, "What's wrong?" Just keep talking. Just keep talking, Patrick.
Going.
Hey, folks, we want to welcome you to the show and tell you that this show is called Unchaperoned. You probably can tell why already from the first 2 minutes of our program. But the show, the name changes every week. You get to decide what we're named. Put suggestions in chat. We will vote at the end of the show. It is fan-controlled, just like everything in fan-controlled sports and entertainment. So you get to decide what we're called week to week. Throw those suggestions into chat. We'll vote at the end of the show. You can also check out our show. Hopefully you're checking us out on all the various platforms that we're available on now, including YouTube, streaming live on YouTube. We are a podcast on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts. Look at that.
Those guys.
Look at those handsome fellas.
Those guys.
My goodness. And I
Three
like how
smiling guys and the villain from Top Gun Maverick.
the coolest thing about that picture is that I'm 100% sure my picture didn't have earphones on it when I
None of
submitted
them
it to
did,
you.
right? They were all added.
Oh, they all.
No.
It's the magic of podcasting.
I'm not wearing sunglasses in that shot. Those are added also after, because you guys are all smiling and I look dead-eyed. I've got this very serious face, so she put sunglasses on. We got to do something with it.
Little did we know that
Not wearing-
Patrick Dees auditioned for the Theranos movie. It was between him and Amanda Seyfried, but they went with Amanda Seyfried. So
I even
we
tried
just
out
took
for
his headshot. And
Sonny Belwani's part.
yeah, exactly.
I couldn't get any part on that show.
Nothing.
Not great.
Nothing.
I want to call out for the airmail in the chat saying the show name is Channel Your Inner Jeff, which is
Channel
a
Your Inner
strong
Your inner
contender
Jeff.
out of the gate.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yep.
Write
try to
that
do
one
that every
down,
day.
Jim.
Yeah.
This is Jim's second week as the behind the scenes live technical director of the Fan Controlled Show. We got to give it up to Jim and make sure that we call him out on all of his mistakes, but all of his successes as
And
well.
he got the freshest ass fro in the game. You know,
He does.
He does.
He does.
But we got to
He does.
give him the full Jacob treatment.
Yes.
That's how we roll.
That's how we roll. We also have some new content. Josh, tell the folks about the new content across the fan-controlled channels.
Well, so this Monday, we have something that I'm very proud of announced.
Did you say something? Did you say something?
Did I say
you said-
something?
You sounded like you said thumb sing. Okay, go ahead.
And you wonder why I ask him about his voiceover routine.
From the tip of the tongue to the top from the tip of the tongue to the top of the
but this past Tuesday, we launched the first in a limited series of quick bite confessionals, we called it. We built a confessional booth in the hotel, and the first one on Tuesday was with Andrew Jamil, stud wideout from Fan Control Football, who just got a tryout with the New England Patriots. It's those nice questions, those get to know you questions, all that kind of stuff. So that's up on the YouTube channel as well. And we also on this upcoming Monday are releasing a new series, Jeff.
New series?
New series.
You know how I love series?
Toner. Oh no.
Ink
My bad.
That's coming. Don't you worry. We were lucky enough, there's a lot of people at Fan Controlled Football that have a lot of connections. The commish, Patrick Dees, Saurabh, Grant Cohen. We reached out to Richard Sherman. He got Andrew Jamil a tryout. And what we've really been trying to do, with everything going on in the world of broadcasting, we reached deep down into the annals of history and found one of the greatest broadcasters in the history of broadcasting to come out of retirement to join our YouTube channel, Jeff, Patrick, Ray.
Yeah.
You pulled this person out of the annals?
Out of the annals of history.
Annals. I thought you said animals. Okay, I
Annals.
just wanted to make sure that was the word.
You just reached into the annals and pulled this person right out?
Right
Correct.
out the annals.
Okay.
Correct. Right out of the annals. If you guys might remember him from such famous broadcasts as the Cleveland Indians versus the Pittsburgh Pirates in May 1941.
Oh yes, one of my all-time faves.
I know exactly.
Yeah. I've gone back. I rewatch it annually. Actually,
yes, correct. You might remember him from Harvard Cornell, 1946.
That was the rowing, right? The rowing. Yes, got it.
Crew. It was crew.
That's what it was. The innovation that he brings to that sport. And I was never interested before, but I go back and watch things from the 1930s, and it's just like all of a sudden I really want to get into crew.
He was retiring around the Bears and the Packers game. I remember this guy.
Yeah. What a way
so
to
we brought him out of retirement. He was just greeting people at a Walmart just outside Omaha, Nebraska. You can take the announcer out the booth. You can't take the booth out of the.
No, but what a greeting!
I know
what a greeting! What a greeting!
Yeah.
Welcome to Walmart. I love you. It hits you right here.
Yeah. Good night. Good luck. Yeah. And we don't valet parking. And so the guy, if you guys know, his name is Yards Fieldman. The guy's name is Yards Fieldman.
Yeah.
For everybody that's listening, we were on the call today. I was like, "Who the fuck is what is this?"
Yards Fieldman.
Yards Fieldman is he's a hell of an announcer, and he's actually the one that taught Vin Scully how to do it. He was Vin Scully's mentor back in the day, and we got him to redo and recut our highlights from all of season 2.0 and more than likely season 1.0, and then sports and beyond, because we have him under contract until he's 6 feet under, which could be sooner than later. We're not sure. The guy is in his mid 90s. So without further ado, here is your Yards Fieldman promo
call
for this
of
Monday's
the week.
Call of the week. Here we go.
Call.
Here we go.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to some vintage plays of fan-controlled football, season version 2.0. This is your top 10 plays of the season, brought to you by me, Yards Fieldman, and of course, Tuggleman's Jam. Spread it on your bagel, put it on your toast. Tuggleman's Jam, it's delicious. Let's get into it. Your number 10 play here, brought to you by Smith's One-Handed Wonder.
And there you go.
That's all we get.
That's all you're gonna get. Until Monday.
That looks like some vintage football action. Some real leatherheads. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love black and white. Black and white is
There
my
you go.
favorite. It's very it captures everything.
So there you go.
It's
Monday.
amazing that we could afford
Absolutely.
Yards. He's
It's
truly
it's such a departure
we
for
pull
us.
out
We're
all the
such a
stops here at Fan Control Football.
we're such a future facing league.
Right.
Typically, it's on to the next big thing, but this one we went way back.
Bro, we couldn't
was
even,
cool in the 30s? You know what I mean?
bro, we couldn't even pay him in crypto. We had to give him like rolls of quarters and shit. We were like, "Yo, listen,
roll some quarters.
here you go."
This is
This is a bond from the Eisenhower administration. Here you go.
Sacagawea, Yards. So I'm surprised Yards. How long did it take to explain him what 2.0 meant?
Longer than you would hope.
Well, it was a lot.
It was
Long time.
Has he had the NFT meeting yet?
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
we got stuck on immutable ledger. That was the first hour. And we're like, let's just keep moving. Let's just keep moving.
Oh, Yards. Speaking of keeping moving.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, that is available to you. When does it start? Tell the folks again, Josh. When does this start?
Monday, Jeff.
Monday.
Nice.
Monday.
Some
This
say it's
Monday.
always
Yep.
been here, but it's a
There we
Yes.
Vintage highlights. That's
Monday.
amazing.
There it is.
Yeah. We put it back up on the screen because that clearly has the date it premieres right there.
Uh-huh.
Really. It's a good,
The
yeah.
useful information
So
that
we
everybody
did.
needs. We have some congratulations that need to go out as well.
Oh yeah.
There was not one, not two,
Oh yeah.
but two. There was two. Two weddings. Two weddings of FCF alums, FCF players, both got weddings on the same day.
I didn't know that at first. When you guys said that, I didn't know that. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Same day,
Yep.
which very awkward for you, Ray. I'm sure. How did you got two invitations? For the same
Yeah, I
day?
didn't know which one to go to. I was
Oh
like,
man.
Yeah.
It happens.
it's crazy.
Man, you would officiate the hell out of a wedding, Ray.
Oh man, I like
Oh.
hey, she with
Hey.
you?
She with you? You with her? You with her?
Look at
Let's
this.
get it on. Let's get it on. Good luck.
That's
Let's get it. Let's go.
Dude,
That's called Chicago style.
That's all we do. That's it.
That's Chicago
That's
style.
it.
I want a #1 Chicago style. Yeah.
No, yeah, I got a text. Well, I got invited to one of the weddings, but we couldn't go. And the other one texted me and said, "Hey, could we get a shout out? My now wife has been unbelievably supportive of my career." And I said, "Absolutely, we'll throw it up
Hell
on
yeah.
the show." So I believe the first picture we have is of quarterback Chris Barrett, played for the Glacier Boys. There he is with his lovely wife.
Hey, Chris got some
Yeah.
gangster ass. He got some gangster ass pictures with his with the boys, man.
Yeah.
I hit him
Oh,
up
that's
like,
cool.
dude, these some gangster pictures of you
That's
and the
awesome.
grooves, man. That's a
I
beautiful
like
picture
the
right
tan,
there, so.
the tan suit there. Look at that, looking
Tan
sharp.
suit. Absolutely. We've
The-
also
the
got
hard part in the hair.
We've also got, and crazy enough about this wedding, he was very late. They didn't think he was going to show up. He threw 4 touchdowns with 10 seconds to go. And Mitch Kidd got married. Imagine this, Selena Slinger. Mitch Kidd wedding.
Look
There's
at him.
Mitch.
Look at him.
His
There he is.
wedding.
Yeah,
I
that's
think you say
Yeah.
something
Look
about
at him.
Mitch proposing on the way to the wedding. You know what I mean? It doesn't even start until it's that like 20 seconds
Look at
left.
Yep.
the back of his own end zone right there. Look at that.
Amazing.
Sun Kiss the God says it best. Mitch Kidd wedding from the top rope. The comeback kid. There we go.
Legend. Congratulations.
And then
I'm surprised he wasn't wearing a headband, though. That's a little bit of a disappointment.
Very true. What's crazy is I texted him and I said, "Do fans get to vote on what you wear?" And he said that has been
Ooh.
decided earlier on. So
Yeah.
Clearing that by.
Yeah, I'm sure that was the wife going, nah, no.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Well, they could have helped
Okay.
with the bachelor gift,
Yeah, I like that.
very true. Very
Yeah,
true.
right.
And then those were August 6th, and then August 8th, 888. Somebody
Oh, baby.
celebrated a wedding anniversary.
Yes. Me and my baby girl. Hey.
Oh, congratulations. Look
Hey,
at
there you
you.
Oh, yeah.
Wow,
8
beautiful.
years, man. We always said
Beautiful.
August 8th is when we got married, and we said when we got to 8 years, 888, it's supposed to be like the lucky number, in the angel number or whatever. So we always said that we were going to do something special. So we had a good time, man. It was awesome, man.
That's
Congratulations.
I had the best teammate. I got like a Belichick and a Lovey Smith all at the same time.
Yeah, like a Belichick in a hoodie, you know?
Great.
You two do make an incredible team. You know what I mean? You complement each other really well. It's awesome, man.
We're
Congratulations.
like Beyonce and Jay-Z, but like 1,000-aires. We not like
Yeah.
millionaires, You fuck,
Yes,
you
yes.
did good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's still time.
Also, Ray, I believe they're in your never fail video montages that graced us each week at Fan Controlled Football. You put together a video montage of your wedding. Oh, Sarah Baker's in the chat. Let's go.
Sarah
What
Beach.
up,
Sarah?
And you took, I believe there was a helicopter involved. So that's pretty Jay-Z Beyonce Succession, if you will.
My
No?
my wife had never been on a helicopter, and so I surprised with we took a helicopter ride all over Chicago, like saw Wrigley Field, the Cubs Stadium, Chicago Bears Stadium. We saw the light and down, the light in the ocean. That's where, what's it called, babe? The lighthouse. Yeah, the lighthouse. That's where it's real special because the lighthouse in Chicago is where we did like we spread her mom's ashes there. So every time we go there, it's like we say what's up to mom. So it's man, it was great. Man,
beautiful.
It was a good time, man. It was cool.
That's
awesome.
really cool. I one time took a long time ago, years ago, former girlfriend, celebrating our anniversary. We got into a helicopter, wanted to see Hollywood, do the Hollywood sign, went out to Santa Monica.
Oh, the Hollywood
she thought
sign.
I was going to propose. I did not propose. So we get out and I'm like, how cool was that? She's like, it was great. It was great. Got in the car, not a word all the way home. Wasn't my best experience. So like, guys, I had a great helicopter trip.
Yeah.
My significant other did not, but
let me tell you guys a little story about not proposing.
Yeah, please.
On Amanda's 30th birthday, I took her to this really nice hotel. We're at this amazing restaurant, and I'd had a few drinks at the pool, and I was like, I started saying some really nice stuff to her, and I was like, I just want you to know I'm not proposing tonight.
Let's go to set expectations early.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. You're a communicator. That's what you are.
Yeah. So, 3 months later, I did propose. I had already gotten the ring. That's the funny part. I had the ring, but I wasn't going to propose yet. So she loved that. That was a great dinner. Very non-awkward. But we got the commish. Jeff also got married Jeff Mary's coolest place to get married award. Let's throw up those Canada wedding picture real quick.
Oh yeah.
Jeff getting married in Canada-tano, aka Positano. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at
the
Canada.
Amalfi Coast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at
Okay.
freaking James Bond.
Yeah, that was the edited. That was the edited piece of Scarface that didn't make it. So,
Exactly.
right there.
I highly recommend. I highly recommend going someplace without your family and getting married. I highly recommend it.
Okay, noted.
It was so amazing.
Noted.
It was great.
Patrick Dees's wedding pictures have been. His house was raided by the FBI on Monday. I'm not sure if you saw it.
Don't talk about my personal life on this show or any others for that matter. So let's keep moving.
Keep moving. And then for me, you can go ahead and throw my suit, which our wedding picture, which I got a standing ovation walking down the aisle. It's usually reserved for the bride, but hey, sometimes it gets thrown out to the groom. Go ahead there, James. We don't have mine. I didn't make it. I didn't make the cut.
Oh no! After that kind of intro,
I will say this. I will be before we leave because I know we got a lot of football fans here. Though my wife, for our engagement photos, we did our first where we first met. We did photos there. It was a cigar spot, which was great. But then she was like, I want to take our engagement photos in Soldier Field, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm sorry, what would you say? Like, I want you to go to. I want to go take pictures in Soldier Field, and it has never been done. We're the only people that have taken pictures in Soldier Field for engagement photos. So I got her throwing the ball and on the touch.
How'd you swing that one, man?
Contacts. I can't even remember how I did that, but it was. We had 2 hours, and it was pretty awesome. So
I thought it was like, all right, honey, on 3, go, and then we just run. We did it.
You know, I'll put a video together. Like, all right,
cool. Tackled by security.
Only people never do it.
I wanted to get married and or propose or both at Heinz Field, where the Steelers played. Amanda, that was not really in her cards, but Marshall Happer, our fearless head of football ops, 5 games into the season, I meet his wife, who's from Pittsburgh. He's like, oh yeah, and we got married at Heinz Field, and I was like, what?
Oh, did they really?
Yes, his reception was at Heinz Field.
That's cool.
And his ceremony was at the church where my mom grew up going. It was at the same church. It's insane.
Wow.
You like Marshall again keeps it close to vest.
Bro,
Josh,
it's so funny when you meet the significant others of everybody, but I have to say, with meeting Marshall's wife compared to you're like, wait, what? Like they were like, it was. She came in like, what's up? How y'all doing? We were like, who are you?
All of the bubbliness.
Yeah,
she was so bubbly. It was incredible.
For y'all
I mean-
don't know, Marshall Happer is our operations for FCF, and he's amazing. He is just like what's the Tom Cruise story? What's that movie? He's that guy. He just is so
Collateral?
analytical. Yeah, he just what?
Minority Report.
yeah. Mission Impossible. Let's
Risky
keep
business.
going.
The smart guy, the Rain Man. He's that guy.
Rain Man.
Oh,
he
yes.
he just pops like he just knows all like
Oh, the Dustin Hoffman character.
yeah. That's what I-
He's on the Tom
Anything and
Cruise
everything.
movie.
He's
Tom
Dustin
Cruise
Hoffman.
movie. Oh,
There we go.
There's Phenomenal.
Josh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, look at that guy. Look at all that hair.
Josh,
Look at that
wait,
guy.
wait,
That's a
wait,
great suit.
wait,
Look at that
whoa.
suit.
Dude, I have to admit, man, you go out. Your wife pushes the limit with your
Yeah.
suit, man. And I think you just had a pink one
Mhm.
on the other day. I was like, you know what? That's
Yep.
he's comfortable with it
She-
himself right there.
He Amanda designed that and matched all of the bridesmaids' dresses. As well.
Oh,
The company
wow,
that
that's
she worked
really
for
cool.
designed
That's
that and then
dope.
designed that suit.
That's dope.
So you had
There
to
you
you
go.
just had to settle for
Yeah.
being married at a Heinz ketchup bottle. No. Or next to one? No, nothing.
Jeff?
A little close.
Nope,
Close.
little
No?
stretch.
Hey, just
Not
turn
Heinz
it up.
Field.
I love that
Now
you're going
called
for it, Jeff.
Oh, you're still
Don't
going with it. Okay.
Keep being you, Jeff. Don't ever
Heinz
hesitate. Just
Field,
keep firing.
see?
Just John.
Sometimes you got a Family Guy that shit. Just keep hitting it until
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
It'll be funny later.
JPM, it's
On the
jokes
way
per
home.
minute. Just keep firing.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Josh, the reason I know that you have picked the right partner in life is because she's cool with you wearing those suits at your wedding. I would never been able to get away with that. I would never have.
Again,
No-
make
no
my
universe.
great team.
They're a great team. Yeah.
Yeah,
I said,
teammate,
listen,
man.
the only thing, hey, listen, fan control, you can fan control a wedding. If had I given the options of suits to wear and let the fans control again what I wear, right? I would have
Completely
hoped they would have
control the
picked the floral, right?
Yeah.
completely
Like,
control
I
everything.
think, yeah.
You
because
would have
guess
given
what?
wardrobe
Most wedding-
changes. To
Yes.
you would have had multiple
Thank you.
suits for multiple. Yeah, I mean, totally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bro, if
Yeah,
we
I
had
got
a,
that
if,
role.
we, if we had a player that was getting married next year, if he let us fan control some of his wedding, we'd pay for some of it. How dope would that be?
Yeah.
To be a part of his
Yeah.
wedding.
That's cool.
Yes.
We got
Because
We're
guess
all-
what?
flowers, you know what I'm saying?
We're all groomsmen, if you know what I'm saying.
Right.
I told my wedding DJ, if you play Despacito, I'm throwing the speakers off the dance floor. And guess what? He played friggin' Despacito.
Yeah.
Okay. So fans can control the wedding because it's going to be better than most wedding DJs. I've only been to like one or two that didn't play the electric slide. So
But
It's
where
just
you
the
were?
Macarena on repeat.
Yeah.
yeah,
You told me you was a party starter though.
yeah, I did work for a party starting company.
Yeah.
in high school and
Starting
college.
company.
I know. I swear to
A
God,
party
every job that
starting
Josh has
company.
had has more interesting than the last one. It's wild. We should,
I
we
had-
should have a whole episode talking about just going through Josh's LinkedIn. I just want to hear stories from every single job.
But I don't know how a party starting company works, but I'd like to believe that it's something you call on other people who are unsuspecting.
Yes,
That's what I'd like to believe.
Yeah.
Is that real?
They're
Correct,
having a
yeah.
meeting. They're talking about
Yeah.
quarterly earnings, and Josh comes in. He's like, "You guys ready to party?
Who's
Let's party
ready to
right now."
oops, oops, oops.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. Glitter.
Sarah Baker saying it perfectly. I have a list of songs that should not be played at my wedding.
Oh,
there
that's
you
good.
go.
That's
Yeah.
As
good.
you should. As you should.
Jeff, party starting company. What happens is you call us, we show up, the party starts. That was legit on the business card.
That's the 3 steps.
yeah,
three
that's the
steps.
3 steps. Yeah.
Your interview,
was-
you get interview. So, Josh, tell me a little bit about yourself. Do you know who you're talking to?
I'm from Pittsburgh. I start parties, and that's pretty much all you need to know.
You're hired.
Awesome.
I will be honest with you guys. I have reached an age where I need a party ending service. Like, guys, it's like 11:30. It's 11:30. I need to call the party enders.
Hey, that's what I show. Hey,
Really low energy.
It's time to go.
Just
No,
right-
now.
right-
Hey, nah.
No,
Turn
turn that shit
off.
down. Turn it down. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Jared, get off that shit.
That's
Yeah.
so great.
That's Marshall. That's Marshall Happer. It's Ray and Marshall.
Then you get to
That's
have.
Marshall. That's Marshall.
It's great because then you get to be the guy
everything.
like, oh, I'd love for the party to continue, but
Oh, but this guy.
oh, this guy.
As my brother pulled me aside the other night, he's like, we're gonna have to Irish goodbye, and it was at a kid's birthday party. He's like, I don't want to say goodbye to any of these people. I was like, oh, me neither. I don't know any of them, so it's great. It's fantastic.
Well,
There's
no, go ahead.
go
What were
ahead.
you gonna say,
No,
Josh?
I said there's.
I was
nothing
gonna do
worse
the
than a kid's
segue
birthday
because
party.
here's the fun part is Josh McCouga puts together the show rundown every week, and he does a fabulous job. I'm in his
thanks,
debt.
Jeff.
I don't even know why I'm the one leading the show. He should be doing it. But this week I was particularly amused because we go from weddings and wedding pictures immediately to breakups. We are just right into breakups.
Balance
It's a
in all
theme.
things. You know what I mean?
It's a theme.
mean,
it's a
yeah.
theme.
It is.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do the breakup bracket.
Woo.
This is breakup. You know, nobody likes a breakup. We've just been celebrating weddings, but sometimes they happen. And in sports, breakups can be particularly hard to handle. I've gone through some really rough sports breakups.
Mhm.
I'm sure everybody has. So we're going to talk about some of the breakups in sports that we've had the hardest time dealing with. Maybe they happen in the FCF. Maybe they happen in other leagues. But I'm curious what you guys think is the most hard to handle breakups that you've experienced in your lives.
Well, here's the thing. So on the website right now, fcf.io, go there, download the app, is we have votes up, and it's a breakup bracket, right? So you've got your FCF breakups in there. You've got, T.O. leaving the Zappers. Here's your greatest sports breakup. Tom Brady leaves the Patriots or Peyton Manning leaves the Colts. Now, I
Ooh, that's
believe
good.
Tom Brady leaving the Patriots is winning by a mile. But
Yeah.
Peyton Manning leaving the Colts I remember that day. I mean,
Yeah.
Both of them went on to win Super Bowls with other teams.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which is a wild thing
Mm.
when you think about just how good those guys are at quarterback that they can do with two teams. Then you've got your FCF breakers. You got T.O. leaving the Zappers, Francois departing from the Glacier Boys, which really, I mean, that decided the Glacier Boys' future almost right there.
And that's where I stopped. Like that to me was
Yeah.
the biggest. Wasn't a trade, but it was the biggest transaction over the year for me when I was just like, because I as the founders, we had the 4 OG teams. I had the Glacier Boys and I had Quavo, and I was just like, bro, we're good. And they was like,
Right.
"What?" And when that happened, I was like, well, shit, now we're breaking up the best combo to me that's going into next year. So I
Totally.
was like, man, they get a running back, they're great. And then they end up getting Bryson. It was just like, and then we had that happen. I think that to me was my bet. That was the worst breakup.
And DeAndre brought his new team to the championship.
There you go. Like,
Right.
and look at the Glacier Boys. Like they struggled.
Yeah.
They struggled during the year.
And the hard part too for the Glacier Boys was had Dalton Oliver stayed healthy. I think had Dalton Oliver stayed healthy,
Agreed.
you're looking at
A different.
probably the best team in the OG division.
Really?
I
You think that much of a difference maker?
I agree.
Absolutely.
I 100%
Yeah.
agree.
Oh,
because they were set at both of the skill positions, and the
Yep.
quarterback position was a tough one to fill. But
Right.
he came in and kind of took control and was like, "Let's go." And then when he got hurt, that was like, "Shit."
It couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. That one really hurt, right? Like
Oh.
he's one of these guys that you want to invest in and you're rooting for, and it was like, oh, that hurt on so many levels.
Yeah.
I talked to Coach Joe because he's coaching a high school team. He's in Kentucky, and he's just the salt of the earth, nicest dude on the planet. And then for the rest of the season, the Glacier Boys just searched for a QB. You had Izzy have a good game and then a couple bad games. Then you had Chris Barrett have a good game and a bad game. It was just like they couldn't. You had Vidal Woodruff, who I love, have a good game and then a bad game. So it wasn't like they couldn't find any consistency. Their only consistency was Jameel was going to get open and he was going to catch a football, and Bryson Aline was going to get his yards and touchdowns. But it wasn't, they just couldn't find that consistency at quarterback. And as we know in football, a quarterback is pretty much everything. And
look at the league. They having a problem. I mean, like, look how many elite quarterbacks isn't in the NFL. Like honestly, you can name on your hand maybe 10,
Right.
10.
maybe
And-
10.
And
In
maybe
the world,
10.
the world.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I would say linemen too. Quarterback and linemen are the
Quarterback and
most
linemen.
difficult positions to fill, not the positions to play, but the more to fill to find good players in that position.
But if you lose your starting quarterback, the point spread can shift to 3
1,000%.
points, right? Maybe
1,000.
more.
I mean,
If
look
you
at
lose a lineman, it may not even move.
Yes.
Look at Matthew Stafford right now. They're talking about him having this arm injury. And can anybody name the backups in LA? I can't.
No.
You know,
No.
like so. That's like defending Super Bowl champs. To what? If Matthew Stafford can't play, if he has surgery,
Correct.
they're talking about it being like a pitcher's injury to his arm. Woo!
And there's
That
no
could be
guarantee
bad.
because Sunkiss the God, right? He puts in, which I love, and I forgot about this one because we were talking about Favre leaving Green Bay with Rodgers in the wings. Now here's the thing: we didn't know that Rodgers was going to be this guaranteed absolute stud. He talked like he was, and the Packers thought that he might be, but we had no idea. And the fact that the Packers went from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers,
like
that
I
is
don't.
wild.
Why is that a bad breakup? Like
No. What I'm saying, like Favre leaving the Packers was a bad breakup because it went bad. He went to the Jets, and then he went to Minnesota.
He went to the Vikings.
It was awful.
But Green Bay's new hoe came in ready though. She was like, "Hey," you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like a drop off. They still were winning games with Aaron Rodgers. So it was like, "All right, thanks, Brett, for your amazing 15 years, but this is our new one."
Well, that's how I feel about Joe Montana going to the Chiefs. Like I lived through that moment of Joe Montana going to the Chiefs and the Niners going, we want to stick with this backup guy, this Steve Young character. You know, yeah.
Hey, I actually don't remember that, Jeff. Was that a bad breakup from the sense because I remember the Favre thing was just really ugly. It was all in public and it took forever, and it was like bad feelings on both sides of it. I mean, it was Montana similar? That to me, in retrospect,
there was a lot of bad blood.
But I was young.
There was a lot of bad blood because Montana's back got broken. He broke his back. I can't remember who it was that hit him. I think I want to say LT hit him.
Okay. Sounds right.
And
not his first broken.
Yeah. Montana was like, I got more years in me. And then I was like, we got this really good backup guy who's been sitting on the bench for a long time.
Yeah. And you know what's so interesting too is these you were there too when we met. Were you there when we met Joe Montana?
I met him a couple times.
Yeah,
no, I wasn't.
I'm saying when we met, it was like when you see his stature, when you see him back then with the 16 jersey on, compared to everybody else, he didn't look like much of an athlete. When we walked in, I was like, okay, man, he was a little jack, bro. I was impressed, man.
He stayed in shape.
He stays in good shape.
That's great.
Jay Gary 33 says, I think it's Jeff Bortles guy. Jeff Bortles doesn't exist. It's Blake Bortles. If that would be a quarterback, a backup quarterback in Los Angeles.
That is not who's the backup quarterback in Los Angeles. I guarantee you that.
Blake Bortles is not. Is Jeff Bortles somebody, or is that just a guy?
is that like a friend of Mr. Fieldman?
Yeah. Who? Yards? Yards knows everybody. Yards knows everybody.
Jeff,
here are the two backups in LA right now.
All right,
Bryce Perkins and John Wolford.
Oh, John Wolford. Oh,
I guarantee that's first time I've ever said those names out loud.
And fantasy nuts all over the place are like, oh, should I be looking?
Yeah.
I believe Wolf, is he related to Finn Wolfhard? Is anybody with Wolf in their name related? Jeff, can you confirm that?
Yes, all wolves, they run in packs.
Thank you.
QQ Wolf Kill at Microsoft. Totally.
Yeah. I will say this. My sports breakup, it comes literally out of left field because I think about it all of the time. There isn't a sports franchise in the world that can pinpoint a single moment in the team's history that ended the franchise. Okay. And ours, the Pittsburgh Pirates, not the Pittsburgh Steelers, not the Pittsburgh Penguins, the baseball team. Yes, we have a baseball team in Pittsburgh. Okay. We haven't done anything since October 12th, 1992. Okay. Sid Bream, our former first baseman, slid into home, beat us in Game 7 of the NLCS against the Atlanta Braves, which we do play fan-controlled sports in Atlanta. Not a big fan of the Braves franchise. Barry Bonds couldn't throw out Sid Bream, the slowest man in baseball, from shallow left field. After that game ended, we lost Barry Bonds, Bobby Bonilla, Doug Drabeck. The entire team disbanded. We have made the playoffs twice and won 2 playoff games since.
Wow.
And have had 2 seasons over 500 since 1992.
Is that true?
That is true.
Oh,
Since
that
that
sounds
day.
so much worse than you would think. Like
30 years, Patrick. 30
Wow.
years.
I would have put him right in that solid mediocre zone, right? Like never.
No.
Obviously, they're not winning a ton, but I never would have thought it was just that brutal. Ooh, they're cursed.
Our payroll doesn't. The entire team's payroll does not equal Fernando Tatis's yearly salary.
Wow.
That's
Wild.
how. And our ownership is just like, we don't care. We have this incredible farm team, and we just get all of this talent and then just sell it off. Just sell it off. We are just like, we are a talent pool for other teams. Yep.
And Big Chunky,
Pretty emails-
and Big Chunky, why we the weirdos, man? We read all the chat. We just got shit to do. We doing a damn show.
I was gonna
We see it.
point out that Freddie Airmail said that one of the Rams backups didn't play football in high school. He bowled. I don't know if that's
Dude,
accurate, but it
this
sounds
is the kind
great.
of stuff that you get from Freddie Airmail.
Yeah.
This is the kind of stuff you get from Freddie Airmail. Yes, 100%.
Freddie.
Yeah, I
Go
mean,
ahead.
there were many years. There was a period there. I mean, I know I keep going back to the 49ers, but they're my love. Period there where like all the great 49ers in the twilight of their careers went to the Raiders.
Oh,
You know,
Yeah,
It was
yeah, across
Ronnie
the bay.
Lott,
Yeah.
Roger
I was gonna say that.
Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
Yes,
God, I'd forgotten about Jerry Rice in a Raiders uniform. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
that doesn't feel good
Yeah.
to say.
with the cornrows.
Yes.
Remember he
Oh
had the
my God. I
cornrows?
totally blanked that. Like it's
Yeah.
like Jordan in a Wizards jersey. It doesn't
not
happen.
right.
It didn't happen.
It's not right. Yeah,
It's wild.
and Ronnie Lott and Roger Craig was my favorite player as a
Roger
kid.
Craig,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I
Oh,
love
man.
the high knees, dude. I love that guy.
High
And we called him Roger Trader Craig and Ronnie Trader Lott. I mean, I wasn't their call,
As opposed to Ronnie Trader Joe's.
yeah, exactly.
Where did Roger Waters go? No, not Roger.
Ricky Waters?
Ricky
Ricky
Waters. Not Roger Waters from Pink
Seattle,
Floyd.
didn't
He's
he?
still touring.
Yeah. Went to Seattle.
There you go. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Franco Harris ended his career like on the bench in Seattle. There's nothing more depressing than seeing Franco Harris like in another uniform. Oh man, some of
It's
like
such
those
a bummer.
legends. Oh, it's just man, it's like didn't Joe Namath play for like the Redskins at the end or something like that? It was like, I don't know if he retired as a couple of those classic quarterbacks did not retire with the teams that you think they are
Right.
always associated
Yes.
with. Like
Yeah.
they're those like depressing end of career, like one more go round, and they're just not this.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
That's what I
it's
assumed was going to happen with Brady, and then he goes and wins a freaking Super Bowl, and it's like, nah.
Yeah.
That's Brady.
Gary Payton in a Lakers uniform. Yeah, that made no sense. The glove,
Yeah.
not in Seattle. Yeah,
Tough team.
Yeah.
really tough. Deez, what's your sports breakup? Which one gets you?
I mentioned it, but I think it's Jordan. I think it's that 45,
Wizard.
rocking the
Yeah,
45
yeah.
as a Wizard, and it just
Yeah.
it was just so wrong. I wasn't like that personally invested in Chicago or even Michael as a team. I mean, I love it. I mean, I know somebody here is. Obviously, they were incredible to watch, but it just felt like Jordan transcends the sport, and he's this cultural icon that 23 is Jordan. And then watching this 45 on the Wizards and just, I mean, he still had some game, but it was tough to watch, man. Like I can't imagine what it would have been like to have been like one of those hardcore Bulls fans and to watch that. I just can't imagine.
Golden pipes himself mescalade. Namath went to the Chiefs. Well said. There you go.
Yeah, that's what I said. Nate. Oh, was it Nate? Montana at the Chiefs, and I agree with D's on the Jordan. Yeah, with the Wizards.
Yeah.
45.
Oh,
Nope.
Man, that is brutal. Ray, what did you say yours? Which one hurt you the most?
Mine was I told y'all DeAndre Francois. That was my number one. I'm saying my number two. I agree with D's, and then I agree with Jeff with Joe Montana, Kansas City.
Yeah,
Like there's something that you just like no, don't do it.
Yeah.
Stop it. And I was glad. I was actually kind of glad that like Brian Urlacher retired as a Bear. You know.
Yeah, totally.
Like just live on that. You know what I mean? Like that means a lot. That has a bigger. To me, bigger, to that city when you're done.
Oh, here's a good question. Any coach moves you consider? That's actually a really good call. Because didn't Vince Lombardi go to the Redskins? He left the Packers. The Redskins paid him. He retired, but then he came out of retirement because the Redskins. It was the first time ever that an owner offered a coach like president, GM, head of football operations. So he was basically like running the entire show in
The entire
Washington,
deal. Yep.
but he
Mhm.
couldn't do anything. And then he like basically got out, and then he like died a year later. Once football was out of his life, Lombardi had nothing. It's a very sad documentary. I'll be honest.
You know,
It's brutal.
looking
It's
at
really
that,
sad.
I don't want to go off the coaches thing, but looking at that, at the poll on the website, the bracket on the website talking about FCF breakups.
Yeah.
You know who I would add actually, and it's not because they went to a different team, but it's G-Way.
Yeah.
Darius Galloway.
Yeah.
You just like breaking up, and you know he left for personal reasons, but it still felt like a breakup. You know?
Yeah.
It-
Yeah. No, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I would say GUA was tough, and you know I think it made the app, but like honestly, seeing QB Stu break up with the league in the way that he did, like what an epic dude, what an epic celebration.
yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
I have not said much about that situation because, and me and a couple people got into it. It was just, and people don't realize it. I was the one that brought Stu here. Like I was a Stu fan. You guys remember? You can pull up anything to talk about Stu. I was Stu's biggest fan. The Stu,
Hello, guy.
So, and then when it happened, it was just like it was just the timing was just so bad. Everything was just like when the way it came down and the levels of it, and we were trying to deal with it because we were at the Emmys. We were at the
we were in New
Emmys trying
York.
to deal with this, and we were like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, this is going home back
There's-
home.
And
We're trying to-
conflicted because that's the kind of behavior we encourage. Like honestly, we support marijuana, right?
And,
Against
and I think that's what it was like. People were like, "Oh, what they're lames." It's like, dude, we all look. I live in Chicago. It's legal now. It's like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? It wasn't
Yeah.
that. It was like like how he did it, how it came across with all the things that we had on the board. It was just like, man, one person can't make that type of.
it's a league rule. It totally undermines your entire staff if like he's allowed to break rules on camera and other people are like. So it broke my heart that we had to go that direction.
It did. I
Genuinely,
was a
because
fan, man. I was a
love
fan
the
of-
dude.
I was a fan of Stu, man.
I
I
love
told Stu, I was like, so when those quarterbacks kept going down and he was with the beast, I remember I was like, dude, if we can get Stu over to the Zappers, if we can get the Zappers, they already like him. And when that happened, man, I was just like, what are you doing, bro? Like, it's got to be bigger.
It was less of a breakup and more of a toke up.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay. We need those Gatorade cards on the dunk contest so we can go 7.5.
7. Oh, we both said 7.
I'll take a 7. I'll take a 7.
Solid.
I'll take a 7. Anyway, so that is on the
what's
website.
the
You
crazy
can
part
vote
about
for
that-
those right now, right? Go ahead, Josh.
Well, I will say last thing on the Stu thing is that you know, I'm at the bucket shop, shocker, the night after where we always hung out the night after games, and Stu
Where
shows
they know
up. We're
your
all
name
there,
and they
but
don't even take an order from you. They just bring you your drink, give you a staff shirt. People don't understand. Josh basically worked there. When they were shorthanded, he'd start busting shit to help out because these people are his friends. Wild.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
I worked on Cinco de Mayo. I literally waited on tables.
I think that doesn't shock me.
Doesn't
at
make
all.
any sense at all, but
No.
okay.
But
So he comes up to me. Stu comes up to me. It's like midnight, 12:30. That Saturday after game day, and he's like, "Do you see what happened on the field?" And I was like, "No." And he shows me the video, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is gonna go crazy viral." It's with Destroying. He's on the field, right? I'm like, and I'm shocked that none of us saw it happen live.
no.
Yeah.
Like I didn't see it. Nobody in the booth saw it. Nobody in the TO zone saw it. No camera crew saw it. The only thing that saw it was Destroying had it on a camera. That's what blew my mind.
I think for me, and coming from the football ops, and I'm speaking for guys like Jerry Kreutz and Marshall Happer, those guys that have been a part of football for 20, 25 years. And then, you know, we've got the type of, you know, I can't say who, but we had like scouts coming in from the NFL, and we had, you know, the culture that we were we're trying to create this professional culture with all these opportunities for our players. And then when something like that happens, it can deter a lot of opportunities for people because people can be like, I don't want to fuck with that. Like, look at what they're doing.
Ray,
And that's not what we're trying to do as a whole. Because I can't. It's hard because I got 170 kids. I can't deal with like one person. It's the whole that we got to think about.
What do you think of that nerdy comment, Ray? Did you see that came up on the screen? Nerdy said him lighting up won them the championship. Maybe.
him lighting up won them the championship, maybe. Nah, hell, nah, nah. I thought when I was reading, I was like, well, if he would have lit up at the championship, yeah, fine, fine. Okay, we're done. Everybody's leaving. We're pulling out cords and stuff, but there's just so much on the line for everything that we were doing.
Yeah, I mean, we made the right decision, but it doesn't hurt any less. Do you know what I mean? You talk about like painful sports breakups. It's just a bummer to see that whole thing go down.
But when we say we gotta say we as a whole group, because the players had more of a voice to make that decision, which I was actually very proud of. That the players spoke up and did that.
And be clear, he knew it. He knew exactly what he was doing. He called. I mean, Josh and I talked to him that day after, and he's like, "I was prepared for that to be my last snap. I didn't think I'd get another snap that game. I went on to be the MVP of that game. So people could perform at it. But he was ready."
Yeah, I just didn't want it to look like he was being the Colin Kaepernick of cannabis, being a part of sports, because there could have been. We pride our players on like, hey, let's open up those places and avenues of opportunities to talk about those things. Like all the founders was like, well, shit, let's talk about smoking and how cannabis helps out athletes. Like let's do that, but let's not that moment right there was not that. And I said, you can't muddy that water, because that is a really important conversation that needs to be had.
Right.
It can't be tied to that, because it wasn't.
It's unfortunate that we're just in this weird in-between place culturally where like
it sucks.
It just needs to be legal nationally and the idea that it's okay for someone to have a drink, but not it's just ridiculous. But
well, I mean, we won't get all
conversation for a different time.
Exactly.
Let's last call for putting in titles of what this show is going to be called next week. Submit those, last call, because we're gonna get that poll up real soon. And we were gonna talk a little FCH, or at least hopes and dreams for FCH. I know we're kind of running up against it. As always, the conversation gets rolling and we don't get to all of our topics.
Yeah, no, it's all good. And we've got some time, because we are going to do fantasy football again this year in our own certain way. So if you're watching and you have some ideas for us and like how you want our fantasy football league to work, like last year, each week different things happen.
Or teach the commish what fantasy football
or teach commish how to play fantasy football.
And what's on the line? I want fans to chime in with like what are we betting? What's the let's get creative. Makes. I want some 100%.
Did you see the one of my favorite things of fantasy punishments was guy loses his fantasy league and he has to go try out for the US Open, and he's like a 20 handicap and he shoots like 132. He can't, and the guys that he's playing with are like actual professional golfers. Like they're actually trying to hit. It was his punishment was to try out for the US Open, because it's available to anybody that wants to try out. You can go and try out for the US Open. And it's a very, very funny story. Like
and by the way, I'm just gonna say yes in the chat, and she knows who she is. So.
No outside interference.
Did you see that last year where the guy who lost fantasy had to sit in a Waffle House for 24 hours?
24 hours. I saw
live tweeting it, and he's eating, and just like it, just all is how every pancake tasted like sadness. It was a wild experience. Honestly, one of the all time.
What was he doing?
He lost fantasy football, and so he had to stay in the Waffle House for 24 consecutive hours. And he's just live tweeting it. I was riveted. I was like, "Oh, dude, I wonder how he's doing." Oh my god, this looks. You sent videos and pictures.
So he's in a greasy spoon all day long. Like waffle.
24 hours, open 24 hours. You have to be there the whole time.
Shift change and all that. He's like, I guess Selma came in. She seems great. You know what I mean?
I read about one league where whoever comes out the bottom. Like everybody else is okay, but whoever's at the bottom has to get a tattoo that the other guys decide on. I'm like, that's intense.
That's insane.
That's amazing.
That's intense.
I played in a league with a guy who played in a league like that. Not my league. I would never play in a league like that ever. But he has a tattoo. He lost. He was bottom of the league. He has a tattoo on his ass of Rodney Dangerfield going like this. It is insane. Nerdy watches with a good recommendation. Josh loses. He can't sing or talk about Pittsburgh on the show for 1 year. Wow.
Do you sing about Pittsburgh?
I don't know, but I could.
Look, Nerdy crossing all those T's, dotting all those I's, making sure you can sing. We need equal stakes for the other three of us, though. I'm great with that one, but like,
I also will be happy not to talk about Pittsburgh for a year.
Same. Yeah.
Jeff has to do all shows in iambic pentameter from here on out. That's his loss.
No puns. I can do no puns for a year.
Not
And
possible.
if you're watching this, later, if you're picking this up on YouTube or you're rewatching on Twitch, or you're listening to it on our podcast network, which you get on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google, anything, anywhere that you listen to podcasts, follow us on social media at FCFLIO on Twitter, at FCFL on Instagram. And you guys can give us suggestions for what we have to do for the bottom person in fantasy football. Give us some stakes. It's a ton of fun. Also, leave a comment. Give us a rating on the podcast. Share it. Do what I mean. And we're going to have more podcasts coming out. We're talking to a bunch of fans that want to have some podcasts. Nerdy has put in our Discord some really fun ideas for a podcast. A lot of you have as well. I'm going to be reaching out to a lot of you guys because we want to eventually have one podcast per day on the podcast network feed. Again, you can subscribe there anywhere that you subscribe to podcasts, and it's a lot of fun.
And we're talking about fantasy football and our guys, right?
Yeah, I mean we can.
No,
when the season
NFL.
starts.
That's what we talking about. Why are we talking about other shit? Like we should be fantasy footballing our guys.
Well, the problem is that when our guys are on the field, we have a lot of other responsibilities.
And when the season starts.
What? Wait. Oh, so we're fantasy football NFL guys?
But that.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
We lost Josh.
I'm
Let me just say that the poll is up for what we're going to be called next week.
It should be fantasy football fan control. That's what it should be.
I like it. The
we should
show name
do
options.
fan control.
Fan control fantasy football. We should. What are we not? Why are we not doing that? Like,
I
we
like
will.
it. I'm just
because
saying
if we do, then if one of us or one of the four of us pick a team, right? Well, we don't even have to do a team. We just do we pick our
players.
Teams. Yeah, players.
Yeah.
And then whoever at the end, we let the fans decide who sucks. And
I'm gonna lose that one every single time.
I feel like I'm losing that one
every time right here.
Ray just knows he's winning.
Yeah, that's how he rolls. I was gonna add too. Josh mentioned all those places you can find us. Come hang out with us in the Discord. Like honestly, that community is incredible. They're super welcoming. A bunch of different topics going on there around games and FCF and traditional fandom and stuff. So come hang out with us.
All right. So your options for what this show will be called next week.
Hit me.
Fan weddings. Channel your inner Jeff. Get in the game and last call. The votes are coming in hot and heavy right now.
Channel your inner Jeff.
I'm telling you, man, I can't do it.
Gotta be.
Unless I do it. I don't let my shoes fall off.
I say that to myself every day now.
Yeah.
One day I didn't say it to myself.
Oh my God.
Jeff talking to his shoes makes me very happy. Like they have like a personal relationship. Like, hey guys, like today, could we just not fall off? Like
you know the craziest thing about that moment is I literally brought different shoes in case we were gonna do some running around on the field. But the place where we kept our stuff was so far away. I was like, I'm not gonna go change shoes right now.
Of course not.
I've never story.
Never ran in shoes before.
Yeah. No.
This is just ridiculous.
It's so funny. The amount of shit we give Jeff on the show is unbelievable. In fact, I was texting with Jeff and Josh this week. I was listening to another one of Jeff's shows, an incredible show, the film cast where they were breaking down some TV and movie, and he mentioned East Texas. And I was bracing for everybody to just pounce on him about the East Texas Shakespeare Festival, and it just never came.
It wasn't in on
I was shook. I texted these guys, like, what is going on? I thought
some of my co-hosts on other shows, you know,
like you.
you'd be shocked. You'd be shocked at the level of respect I get.
Like and respect your craft, but okay.
You'd be shocked.
Jeff,
the
winner.
winner.
We respect you.
You respect me.
We respect you, Jeff. We respect you. We respect you enough to make fun of and bust your balls about something that is absolutely hilarious because you are on a sports podcast. I've only known you from top that, losing your shoes on a football field, your high school
Yeah.
jersey, and then you're like, yeah, I was actually in a Shakespeare special. I was like, you can't just throw that out on this show with this group of maniacs. You just can't do that. Your other more sensitive friends that are like, oh, we love Jeff, he's so sweet. Oh, Shakespeare, oh, what a love, oh, it's so amazing. It takes a shut up. Okay, we're gonna make fun of you.
And if we're not making fun of you, then we don't like you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If the people that we're really
no, I get
respectful
it.
to are like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, great, sure.
Yeah, just
Well, channel
Not
your
cool.
inner Jeff is one.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you everybody for your votes.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. We're having fun. I mean, that's the important part. It can be at my expense. I don't mind. We're having fun all the way through the run up to fan controlled hoops, which we didn't get to talk about today, but is the next thing from fan controlled sports and entertainment. Basketball hoops. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be awesome. And we will be the place that you will find out information first. So hang out with us, have fun along the way while all that stuff is getting set up. All the dominoes are getting put in place. We'll be doing fun, wacky stuff like talking about breakups and, having debates.
fun
It's going to be great.
And P to the D's, I believe that we do have some big hoops announcements coming and some like league-wide FCF and FCH and everything in between announcements coming in the very, very, very near future, like in the next couple of weeks, I believe.
Yeah, a lot more info on hoops and kind of just the direction about fan control sports and entertainment as a whole. So stay tuned. Lots coming.
Right on.
Stay tuned. Subscribe.
Can I leave
Go
you guys
ahead.
with a quick story? Just a quick
Please.
story.
Yeah.
So, and this is football related. So, playing some knee football with my niece and my nephews. I'm with my brother's family right now, and it was like 3-on-3, and we were going 100%, and I chipped my tooth.
On your niece?
I dove and then just backed my face off the ground. My chin went up and chipped my tooth. I was like, I think I chipped my tooth. And my brother's like, you're gonna chip. Oh my God, you chipped your tooth. And
Wow.
so it's on this tooth. I have to go see a dentist.
Bro, you
I haven't chipped my tooth since I was 17. Yeah, I know.
We're way too old for that.
But honestly, I'm gonna tell you, I think it's an improvement.
In case the God said, did she get to keep the tooth?
Look at that. That's great.
that looks cool.
I think it's you look fierce. You know what I mean?
Thanks. Yeah,
Predator.
I think it's like,
incisors.
it's like your mouth.
Yeah, I was playing football and I chipped my tooth. What were you playing? With my niece.
On my knee.
Yeah.
That's when you
Nerdy
conveniently leave
watches
out
Brittle
details.
Bones Makuga.
Good.
Yeah.
Man.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, on that
Yep.
note,
So, I got it.
you could have, you know what? I think if you had told that story at the beginning, we could have, the show title may have been Chipped Tooth.
It would have been.
Makuga.
100%.
Thank you. It
But-
could have been. Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to check us out as an audio podcast. All back episodes are available for the show. So check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get podcasts.
Yeah, you did chip your tooth.
Yeah, you can tell
I
in that
did.
picture it's not chipped. That's the before. That's the before.
Yep.
And it looks like D's chipped his sunglasses.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for this episode called Unchaperoned. We'll be back next week. Thanks for watching. Until then, power to the fans.
Power to the
Power to
fans.
the
Power to the
fans.
fans.